Because we know all the effort that has been done. There are several, is it pay bill or buy goods? Pay bill, we all know them. I think we have a responsibility as honorable member to intervene where we see members of public being told to pay cash. So that will also be part of and parcel of the solution. Mheshimiwa from Mudhwani Ward, I think we need you to help us with the data. Because if that is the case, then I think, I don't know how much Machakos Central contribute in the aspect of the revenue of the county, but if Mudhwani is collecting 1 billion, I want to imagine the rest of us, the 39 ward, can collect the balance. So maybe we need this data as fast as quickly so that we use our oversight role to put in place mechanism that will allow monies that are meant to come to the county to come. So help us with the data. I would suggest, with the permission of Madam Speaker, that in our next review of the report from Control of Budget, we invite members who could be having information in regard to revenue collection, any data that could make our report more consumable. Madam Speaker, I look at observation number 6. It's about the variance of what is the expenditure and what is reported in IFMIS. I think this is something we need to pursue very seriously, because we all know the accepted module of payment of paying public finances is through IFMIS. So we need to understand which other module is being used, that there is a variance of 400 million. I think that is one of my biggest concerns. The other concern, Madam Speaker, is observation number 7, because it issues touching on development. And development actually is what the people who elected us consume. It means there was a project for water, maybe that was not done. It means there was a dispensary that was supposed to be constructed, it was not done. It means there was an ECD class that was supposed to be done, it was not done. So this statistic directly affects the people who elected us and even elected the governor. And it is high time we hold accountable people who are derailing development. And I want to say we have a major problem with the issue of procurement, because we are in November and I don't think we have done much in terms of preparing for procurement in readiness to implement development. Because if you don't procure, you don't develop. So I would wish that we engage with the executive in an open talk on matters development, because that is where we are measured. And if this was 18%, that 9-month report, I shudder to think what was 12 months, because as Mheshimiwa Dominic said, the 3 months may not have made a very big difference. I pray that the executive is working hard based on this report, that by the end of the next financial year, the 18.7% could be maybe 4 or 5 times, which will mean that the development is right where people need it. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. I said I wanted to make some rulings. Members, the observations made by the Budget Committee have continued coming to this House time and again, and the same recommendations are made. We don't see any change. One member who made a contribution said that there's a problem when a concerned department is invited by the assembly to come and shed light on issues, they don't turn up. And I want to say this, and it is something I've said many times before, that if a member of the department is invited to come and shed light on issues, like some of these issues are very weighty, they require the input of the department concerned, and they don't turn up. They are invited, they don't turn up. The law requires that we issue them with a summons that is signed by the Speaker. And I've said time and again, if we reach at this point, invitation is cordial, invitation is mutual, and it is inviting, but summon is not cordial. It is a sanction by the law that we sanction them to come and give us the information that we need. So I have not seen the summons. I just hear complaints day in, day out. Members, until we get to the bottom of this, will not get these matters resolved. And we'll continue debating here day in, day out, and will not get a solution to some of these things. If a member of a department in the executive has failed and refused without any explanation to come forward and give us the report, because that is the only way we can get this information and actual information from them, then there is room for you to come forward and say, they have refused. Speaker, kindly sign these summons, we get them on board. And at that point, the assembly is at equal with the High Court of Kenya, and it can sentence, even convict based on that. So let's not keep on complaining day out and day out. It is our duty to oversight, and we must do it. So that is the ruling I wanted to make. Let's proceed with our business, but I think at this point I want to invite the mover to come and reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the members of this House for their passionate contribution and debate on this report of the first 9 months, a report that has been prepared by the Control of Budget. Madam Speaker, I wish to pick keen interest on the issue of on-source revenue, where members have expressed great concerns on the manner in which the Department of Finance is addressing this issue of on-source revenue, that is on targets versus actuals. I will agree with the committee that the department needs to set realistic targets for on-source revenue, and as alluded by speakers who have spoken before me, Madam Speaker, we need to ensure that our oversight role is extended beyond the precincts of the assembly, and ensure that whenever we ensure that there is compliance to what is supposed to be done. And as honorable members, we also ensure that if revenue is supposed to be sent through automated systems, that there is no manual or there is no handling of cash by our staff, the staff of the executive. Honorable Speaker, on development funds absorption, for us to realize our pledges to the people that elected us, we need to ensure that the executive wing of the county government of Machakos comes up with procurement plans early in the financial year. And that is something that in the current financial year they have taken up, and we will be doing a review as the year progresses. Honorable Speaker, on the issue of manual payroll, this report of first 9 months, that was reported, but in the full year, the executive corrected that, and we can report that that has gone down. The numbers that have been reported have gone down in the full year report that we'll be tabling before the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
There is something you have not addressed, the issue of collecting cash.
the issue of
Collecting getting cash from
from
instead of using the automated machines.
a report from the CECM Finance and the CEO Finance is that they've gone totally in automation in terms of revenue collection. So if there is any person who is collecting revenue manually, then that is someone who is stealing from the county government.
So what is the solution about that?
There are till numbers that have been provided. That is 16, 16, 16, 0, and there is 16, 16, 16, 1, and the other till numbers for each sub-county for single business permits. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. I now put the question that, pursuant to Standing Order 186, this House adopts the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on County Government Budget Implementation Review report by the COB for the first 9 months of the financial year 2023-2024, laid on the table of the House on the 8th October 2024. As many are of the opinion, say ayes. As many are of the contrary opinion, say nay. The ayes have it. The House adjourns to Tuesday, 12th November 2024 at 2:30 p.m. See you then, members.